Welcome to From the Driver's Seat, the Averitt podcast for all Averitt drivers to keep up with news and information across our network. Make sure to subscribe on your preferred podcasting app to make sure you're notified as soon as every episode drops. And now, hosting From the Driver's Seat, Director of Driver Services, David Broyles.
Hey everybody, it's David Broyles. Hope you're doing well. Hey, one thing I want to say is Operation Thank You Week's coming up on June 17th, and we look forward to that every year. It's when we go out and we thank all of our associates for everything that y'all have done, everybody has done to make Averitt a success. And there'll be lots of events going on at all the service centers out there. Stop by, free food, all kinds of stuff going on, giveaways going on. Make sure you're checking inside Averitt. So there's going to be a lot more coming out about what's going to be going on during Operation Thank You Week, but we're looking forward to it. I'll be out doing some cookouts in the Carolinas, and we'll get you those schedules out so you'll know where you can come by. We'll see you out there. But hey, we got today's guest. We got Danny Crooks. How you doing, Danny?
Doing great, David. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to talk to you again.
Good to be here.
We've had a lot of podcasts over the years. Always, I know everybody likes to hear from you. So
happy to do it. Glad to be here.
Good. I think today we're going to talk about Truckload, obviously, and I think we'll kind of lead into this. We'll talk a little bit about maybe what the whole industry in Truckload's doing, not just what Averitt's doing, but what's Truckload doing as an industry.
There's been a lot of capacity, and of course, I know our drivers have seen it and felt it, and I'm sure talking with other drivers from other companies, at the end of 2022 is when things kind of softened up. We had the big surge in 21 with the post-COVID restocking, resupply. There was not enough trucks for all the freight, and a lot of folks got in the game, and now we found ourselves with a little bit of overcapacity. So we're trying to work through that, and the industry is trying to get its equilibrium back. The last 18 months has been kind of tough sledding in Truckload. Just due to the excess capacity in the market, and a lot of 3PLs and brokers and logistics folks, trying to play in the game and get more a bigger piece of the pie. But I think all the truckload carriers, the big ones, they've all reported lackluster performance,
right.
And we're seeing a little bit of an improvement now, and I think the second half bodes well.
We've been in this business. You've been in it a lot longer than I have. And, it's always ups and downs. And we've had a long down this time. I guess we're just waiting for our up to start. It seems like it's cyclical like that, right?
It is. And to your point, it has been a little bit longer stretch this time around. We're really coming into 24 months of I would say softness. But again, starting to see it stabilize a little bit. So we're hopeful that the second half of the year is going to be better than the first.
Yeah. Well, one thing at Averitt too, we try to respond to that, and being privately owned like we are, and a fleet like we are, we're able to make our own decisions, and I think we've responded well to where we're at.
We have
what we've done.
Yeah. And, just this year alone, we've reduced our fleet count by over 100 trucks because of the fact that the capacity's out there and the rates environment that we found ourselves in, as I said, brokers, 3PL, spot rates were just for lack of a better word, they're just awful. So it's the old saying, throwing good money after bad.
Right.
We didn't see a need to really push to increase the fleet count when the capacity there's excess capacity out there. So, but now we're down to about 700 trucks. Right. And we want to start adding back to the fleet. There's a lot of opportunities. LTL, they've held the market share well and able to hold their rates better than the truckload environment. Dedicated's having some big wins. So there's a lot of opportunities around for our driving group and, some additional accounts that should be coming online in the second half. So, we need to get back into those referrals and I need our drivers to get people like you.
Right.
We need to start replenishing and building for the second half and start increasing our seated count just a little.
The approach that you're taking in truckload, we're being selective about where we are putting people back in because we're going to build the density a little differently this time. I think we're going to build a little from the ground up what we're doing. And so we're selectively, we've got 20-something domiciles I think we're hiring at, and they're pretty much in the heart of the system right now. But that's kind of the game plan that we're going forward with what we're talking about doing in truckload, right? Moving forward with truckload.
Yes, that's correct. We do, we're trying to build density in the southeast, and we're looking to improve a lot of things, KPIs, key performance indicators that we measure. The two main ones right now that we're focused on is increasing miles per driver per week and our revenue per truck per week. Our costs have gone up, equipment cost, labor, maintenance, fuel. I mean, we got headwinds on a lot of fronts, but that's something that we've tried to be aggressive with our bids as customers have asked us for our bids during the first quarter, usually bid season, right. And we've secured some new business. We've shed ourselves of some undesirable broker freight, and really the focus is build that density in the southeast. Get customers that have good lanes, or what we might say power lanes, that we can turn and burn, I guess, with our driving group, and increase those miles per week, and hopefully at the same time increase our revenue and through cost reductions, maybe get our margins in a lot better shape.
Yeah, the other thing I noticed, that we're really pushing to with our sales group is, you was talking about adding customers and, shedding ourselves of some of the broker freight and moving toward customer freight, but we're also moving toward more and more dropping hooks, right? Yes,
sir. Absolutely. That's, I was a little bit shocked when we started really looking at percentages and all this is in an effort to reduce delay, right. Driver delay. And we all know, I know, and that's one of the most frustrating things that comes with being a truckload driver is hurry up and wait, get to customers that take 2-3 hours to load. We've really set our sights on those customers and trying to a couple of things. One, either get those customers to enter into a drop trailer agreement where they load at their leisure and we just come in, drop and hook and go. And same on delivery. And right now we're about 55% of our pickups are on drop trailers, and about a little over 20% of our deliveries are drops. So we're really pushing that and really pushing our sales team to get engaged with any customers, and we track it weekly and give feedback on where those detention events are occurring, who's the repeat offenders or who's the worst offenders. Right. And when we get the opportunity, we either take a rate increase, or if they can't get the drop trailer, and inevitably, if it doesn't work or if it doesn't improve, then we could move on to better accounts.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it. I mean, we're moving that direction. I think we've gotten a lot better at it. Like you said, the numbers are showing that we're getting better at that. And I think from a driver's perspective, they're going to like that. Like you said, less wait time, right?
Absolutely.
And less wait time means, hey, they get on to the next load, they're going to get more miles, and then it becomes more predictable on everything that we do. I think we're pretty predictable anyway, and we're going to continue with home time and things like that, like we always have, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We do. And, every week, I think we're averaging about 65 hours as a fleet of home time, and some are less and some are more. But, that's something that's very important. We've always had that commitment to get our drivers home and to spend some time, with family and friends. And we will continue to do that.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that draws people to Averitt is we are predictable about that part. It's hard to predict to the hour or anything like that, but you can predict, say, hey, you're going to be home weekly, and also I think the other good thing is we've always had the fleet managers. They've always been very consistent. If a driver has, hey, I've got to be home for my daughter's wedding or graduation or whatever, we always make that happen, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something, that proper planning, communication with your fleet managers, that's always important, well in advance. Thursday night or Friday morning, hey, I need to be home at 4:00 on Friday. That might present a little bit of a challenge, but yeah, our fleet managers are, they're there for our drivers and to support them and coordinate their moves and honor those requests when we can, and certainly any milestone events, we want to accommodate those, and we'll do so no matter what we have to do. So yeah, it's a commitment that we all share, and it is hopefully a good recruiting tool that a lot of drivers don't get home weekly, and even some that do, it's a 36-hour restart or something. But we're committed to getting good quality home time, and we'll always continue to do that.
One other thing I think we've got really aggressive on in the past 5 years, I guess, and especially in the past 2 or 3 years, is our equipment. We probably have the best equipment, newest equipment, at least right now, that we've ever had. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I would put it against anybody. I was looking at the numbers a couple of days ago, and of the 750 trucks we've got, there's no 2021 models, and 55%, actually wrote it down, 419 of our trucks are 2024 models. So we're 55% of the fleet. So yeah, it's and the trailers, we're about 3,000 trailers, and most of those are 5 years or younger. So never have I seen, and that's true for the entire fleet, right. LTL as well. We've really been aggressive the last few years in refreshing the fleets, both in all verticals, dedicated, truckload, and LTL. So, yeah, I would put our fleet up against any.
Yeah. And, that's important because, normally, of course, new trucks can break down just like old trucks can too. But typically, when you have a newer truck, you have less breakdowns, less downtime on the road, and all that's important to drivers. And that's what you're really pushing. We're pushing for less downtime for drivers, more drive time, which equals more miles, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then the thing about the newer equipment too, it brings usually, and we've seen it year over year, improved miles per gallon, which is a fuel cost. It reduces that. But the most important thing is all the safety features that come. And I know that there's opinions about some of the lane departure warnings or alerts and a little bit of noise in the cab or vibrations. But, that's really been a big deal for us, I guess. Really, the return on that is huge for fewer accidents. It does prevent collision mitigation, prevents accidents, and allows us, the forward-facing cameras. Those early on might not have been very popular, but I can tell you that we've reaped a lot of benefits from that, just from the standpoint of reviewing accidents and certainly when the time comes or when it presents itself, be able to dispute, someone's claim that our driver did something wrong when we didn't.
Well, we know it's saved several drivers' jobs and tons of money because it's proven that we weren't the ones at fault. Our driver did what he was supposed to do, and it helps prove that most of the time, right?
Yes, sir. Many times we've had that happen.
Yeah, it's really. You and I both watch the accident numbers fall every year after year, especially the bad accident numbers, and so those numbers are always good. And so the more money we can make, it obviously there's opportunities for the money, and I think we've been really fortunate in Truckload to allow to be able to give compensation changes like we have in the past. I think we've been very competitive with what we've done is with pay in the past year or two, especially with the guaranteed minimum and then the other increases that we've had. Wouldn't you say?
I would say so. Yes, sir. I think, I've been here 37 years and one thing that's always held true from day one when I started is, Averitt, we care about our people, and we're committed to our people and providing the best equipment, and benefits and compensation and all the above, top to bottom, a robust, profit sharing. that's something that, I like to talk about because it's the last couple of years, each quarter, we're at 6%, 6.8% of your compensation was put into profit sharing. So, back to the accidents and our performance, how well we manage our cost and drive those profits, drive the income that we all get to share in. And with that also comes our commitment to being the best company to work for, and I think we are. The compensation is always an interesting topic, and then tends to get a lot of interest from the DAC, Driver Advisory Council. But we want to stay in the lead as much as we can and do as much as we can on that front. And we've made a lot of changes over the years with different pay components, and we'll continue to review and analyze and do what we can to improve it.
Yeah. Well, just recently we raised local pickup and deliveries up to $100, right? And that was a pretty significant change. It used to be 50 and it went to 100, right? That's
pretty
and that's paying for drivers' time is what we're trying to get to, right?
Yeah. And, the pickup and delivery at a local facility or local market, and maybe 20 miles, maybe 50 miles. It depends on, what the load is. But we want to, we don't want to penalize our drivers for, helping us meet the customer's demands when sometimes we have to set loads down for all kinds of reasons, but getting the drivers to pick those up, deliver them, we want to fairly compensate for that. And so we think that was a good move. So we'll continue to look at all those components. Just because nothing stays the same, and we in fact in October we had a 5% mileage increase, moving from 55 to 58 cents per mile. So
that was pretty hefty, right?
Yeah, I mean, and we've all we're all in this together, and we're all certainly knowledgeable and feeling the effects of the economy and some inflation. So it's not lost on us that there's a necessary for us to continue to evaluate all of our benefits, compensation included. So we'll continue to do that.
And we did the 3 cents back in October. We changed the local pickup and deliveries from 50 to 100, and I think we did that in January, February. I know we did it the first part of the year, I think. Mm-hmm. And so now here we are at mid-year, and we're talking about another compensation change. And I think we're probably one of the very few truckload companies out there doing this, right?
Yes, sir. I don't know that there's been any announcements of any significance, but we're going to move our top pay from 58 cents to 60 cents on June the 30th, which is a Sunday. And that's when our payroll week starts. So it's nothing magical about that day. We just decided that, that we need to do that. And, I think we have to overcome it. We have to get that back through efficiencies and all the KPIs we talk about, improving our miles per truck per week, our revenue per truck per week, reducing our empty miles, continuing to focus on our miles per gallon, idle time, all of those things, accidents, all those things come into play when you're looking at your profitability, and certainly 2 cents, which can couple with the 3 cents in October together. That's about a 9% adjustment in mileage pay, and something we always talk about our current rate at 58 cents. And I was looking at April numbers, year to date numbers. Our actually driver compensation is around 65 cents per mile. And you say, well, how's that possible? Our rate is 58. When you add layovers and per diem and stop-offs and detention and all the local pickup delivery, so all that goes into to the bucket, and then you divide all of that driver compensation components, divide all those by the total number of miles, and it actually is around 65 cents year to date. So moving this from 58 to 60 is more than likely going to result in moving the actual pay, all components, into the 67, 68 cents per mile. We'll see, but nothing indicates that would change the dynamics of the local pickup and delivery, the layovers, the breakdowns, and all those compensation components would be different. So we'll see. But it's a cost that we have to be mindful of, and but it's also an investment. To get from a recruiting standpoint, but most importantly is to reward our drivers for their hard work and their efforts. And I think it's deserved, and we count on them for making this thing work. Right. Without them, we don't move loads of truckload without our driving group, and we want to compensate as much as possible. And really, just the challenge now is to recover that and get a return on that investment. And by that, we need our drivers, to do the best job that they can, be as safe as possible, be mindful of their expenses, fuel, maintenance. But yeah, it's exciting to be able to do it. We'll continue, and we always have. Every year we look, and so the June 30th increase. We'll see how that works, and we'll continue to evaluate for the second half. Continue to look at compensation and benefits. They're always on the forefront of what we think about. So,
and our drivers can help us with that, right? Just doing the same things you just talked about. Be safe, reduce your idle time, increase your miles per gallon. But what would really help more than anything else right now with us trying to grow? We need to grow. We need referrals right now. And I think, that's probably the biggest thing I could say. Hey, if you want to help us right now, if you want to help yourselves, if you want to help Truckload, if you want to help Averitt, referrals are going to be one of the keys right now going forward, don't you think?
Yes, it's very, very important right now, especially, if we feel like and the second half's going to be a little better. And if it is, then sadly, it's better for everybody. Yeah. So, other companies are competing for drivers, and will be, and we want to be the carrier of choice. Right. And we've always said that for our customers, but also for our associates. We want to be seen as the best carrier on the road, and through compensation, uniforms, equipment, benefits, all the above, top to bottom. Driver support centers, that's something that we talk about. That's not I won't say a luxury, but it is a benefit that most truckload drivers don't have. Being able to pull into an Averitt facility, and many of them with fuel and maintenance facilities and driver support centers, and that's a huge benefit. Secure parking, you feel safe in our facilities. So that's another benefit as well. But we want to recruit the best of the best, and we need all of our drivers to help us with that.
Yeah, because they refer the right people, and they see folks out there sitting out there. the drivers, if they see somebody out there, go grab them right now. Right now's the time with all the extra stuff that we have that I think other companies aren't doing. I think it's an opportunity that we should have and should be able to take and help us get people right.
We got a lot to sell.
We got a lot to sell.
Benefits, uniforms, the culture. I mean, my goodness, no other company that I'm familiar with, and we hear that from companies outside, vendors of ours and customers of ours, and they come and do tours and they interact with our local associates in the field. And more often than not, it's like, man, I can't believe this, just this culture. It's like a family atmosphere and everybody working together. And, that's something that, I guess unless you're in it and experience it, it's hard to describe to maybe a candidate that's wanting to come to work. That's an application, but that's a huge part of who we are.
Hey, it's been great. Now I know the drivers are going to appreciate the increase, the compensation increase. Obviously, it's not something I don't think everybody was expecting with the economy like it is. I think it's good that we're investing in our future like we are. And but we appreciate that. Any last words for the drivers, Danny?
No, not really, other than just to follow up on that. It is that investment, and we're in it for the long haul. And Gary's always said, hey, we're proud of the past, but more excited about the future. So don't spend a lot of time looking at that rearview mirror. Let's go forward and get our driving group engaged and on the referrals and the hiring and all these KPIs that we need to improve on. Our commitment is to try to improve those miles per week for all of our drivers and our revenue. Our sales team is out beating the bushes and trying to find us, the best of the best in terms of accounts. So no, other than wishing everybody, a happy second quarter, second half, and encouraging safety is always forefront. Right. We always talk about. I always talk about safety usually at the end and say, hey, let's be safe. Let's watch ourselves on the road and be as careful as we can.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time, Danny.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. And everybody, hey, we look forward to seeing you out for Operation Thank You Week on June 17th. Look forward to seeing you out on the road. Y'all take care and be safe. Thank you.